is a graphic of the crash site itself, so you can see how close it is to the terminal building. And also, just above the word crash is the Palm Beach International Airport Fire Rescue Department. So they were literally there when this plane crashed and had to just jump out, get in their trucks, and they were on top of the scene right away.
All right, have we reconnected? Julie, can you hear us again?
It's running very hot, full thrust. This is the worst time for a pilot to have some kind of mechanical failure or structural failure happen on takeoff. On landing, it's a little bit more controlled. There's usually less fuel on board, but as you can imagine, most of the flights that take off from the airport here are pretty much topped off full of fuel. With four people on board, it's unknown the destination of this aircraft, but certainly this would have been the wrong time, absolute worst time, to have some kind of catastrophic engine or structural failure of the aircraft, Jim.
And Julie, what you had been hearing was that the tail separated from the fuselage?
I can't hear the air signal, unfortunately, so I'm not sure what you said, Kelly. Maybe the producers can relay that to me. But right now, obviously, we are awaiting the NTSB and the FAA to get out here on the scene, and they will take a preliminary look at the aircraft. There's not a lot left of it, as you can certainly see there. They have the yellow tarpaulin covering the aircraft because of the fact that there are fatalities on board this airplane. But this is a very sad day at Palm Beach International Airport. The airport, of course, is open. The control tower are monitoring events here at the airport, keeping all the other aircrafts coming in and out of the aircraft very safe. Of course, passenger airlines are still arriving and taking off. They're diverting them to the south side of the runway, trying to keep them away from this wreckage to protect the privacy of the people that have died in this wreckage, but also, of course, the passenger comfort level as they're coming in and out of the airport, just trying to keep things as normal here as possible. And the control tower here at Palm Beach International Airport does a fantastic job each and every day.
Well, we're going to find out now, Julie, just how normal things are around the airport. And for this, our team coverage continues of the small plane crash at PBIA with John Shainman. John?
Well, Jim and Kelly, just sort of going on what the Captain Julie said, I think Palm Beach International, at least on the outside, traffic is moving fine. I've made 2 passes through the airport, and I've been going up and down Belvedere as well as Military, Southern Boulevard. No real traffic problems right now. The airport, again, does seem to be operational because as I made my last pass about 60 seconds ago, I overheard on the PA system a boarding call for an American Airlines flight. So flights are apparently still taking off. I did see 1 or 2 flights landing within the last half hour that I've been on the scene. But again, in terms of the traffic situation, things are moving quite normally on both Belvedere, Southern, and Military right now, guys.
Okay, John Shainman outside the perimeter of Palm Beach International Airport, where, again, the bottom line there is that the traffic is moving smoothly, no tie-ups if you are heading to the airport or from PBIA.
And to the right of these 2 pictures, the live shot right now from Chopper 5 above this very unfortunate plane crash tonight that happened around 6 o'clock at Palm Beach International Airport. The latest word, 3 confirmed dead, 1 person in critical condition, not too far from the main airport. So indeed a tragedy, but a bigger tragedy averted. Okay, we're going to try to connect again with Captain Julie. Julie, can you hear us now?
I can hear you, Kelly. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. No, we were just saying, I mean, you're the expert and our eyes in the sky, so just what else can you tell us?
All I can really tell you right now is that from the initial scanner reports, it was that this was a Twin Duchess Beechcraft that crashed here on takeoff, on rotation, max power, max fuel, that it came to the ground on fire, and as you can attest from the video that Johanna sent you, this was a non-survival event, and unfortunately there were 4 fatalities. There was some speculation at one point that there was 1 survivor on board, Chopper 5, Roger, we're looking for Skytrail, but I have not been able to confirm that. In fact, people are telling me that's an erroneous report. There was actually nobody pulled from this wreckage. If we just go back in on this wreckage again, Johan can show you. You can just see for yourselves. I mean, the foam that they had to put down here, all of the wreckage there's really not much left of this aircraft. In fact, the tail part that's separated, I can't even make head nor tail of it right now to know exactly where that is lying on the airfield here. There's just so much foam that has been put down onto the taxiway Charlie here at Palm Beach International Airport. So Maybe a little bit more lighter, we'll be able to see better later on, but right now it seems that this was a very, very hot, very intense fire. You can see from that video the black smoke that was pouring out pouring up above the airport. A lot of people saw it from the roadway, I-95. People were calling in reports of seeing the smoke. This is a very hot fire and unfortunately a non-survivable accident. Back to you.
And Julie, thank you for updating that. And we had been hoping that there was someone that was able to be pulled from the wreckage from what Captain Julie is hearing for fatalities. Julie, we know that this plane was owned by FIT Aviation, a flight school in Melbourne, and it could hold a total of 4, 1 pilot, 3 passengers. So can you even assume that it was some sort of a training flight, or would even that be happening at night?
Yes, Kelly, they do training flights at night. You will have a pilot and an instructor on board. Chopper 5% traffic maintain visual. You will have a pilot and an instructor on board, but that's just 2 people. But a lot of flight schools, how they make some of their money, apart from doing flight instruction, is that they do charter flights. So this could have been a charter flight that was leaving here with a pilot and 3 passengers on its way back to Melbourne. That is just a possibility. Of course, we don't know that. But from what I understand, this was a 4-seater aircraft, so all the seats would have been occupied, including the pilot's seat. If it is registered to a flight school, then my guess is that sometimes they do take another couple of students up with them on a training flight, but not normally an extra 2 people. So my guess is that it may have actually been on a charter flight from Palm Beach International Airport to Melbourne.
And Julie, we were saying earlier, Jim and I, and talking to David Bagelos, our aviation expert, when was the last time there was a fatal event at Palm Beach International?
We're just kind of circling here.
Did you hear that, Julie? When was the last time there was a fatal crash at PBIA?
I'm sorry, could you say that one more time, please?
Sure. We were just remarking that it's been a very long time, thankfully, that there's been a fatal crash at Palm Beach International.
Well, that's absolutely right. I mean, aviation is one of the safest forms of transportation that there is. I mean, I do traffic every morning. I cover, unfortunately, people that are killed every day on our highways, on 95 and the Turnpike, even on our side streets. Aviation is a very safe industry. It's a very safe, regulated profession to be in, and also for passengers, it is something that, they work on regularly. The FAA, the NTSB work hand in hand, along with aviation experts, to just make sure that aviation is safe. But just like anything, you will get your accidents. Is it a mechanical failure of the aircraft? Was it some kind of fuel contamination problem? That's certainly something for the NTSB to work out. But for the flying passengers today, these aircraft incidents are few and far between. If you think about all of the airplanes that are flying in the sky right now over the contiguous U.S., United States, and throughout the all the continents in the world, there are thousands upon thousands of airplanes flying. And for the most part, they have safe destinations. People get on the airplanes, they enjoy their flight, and they get off very safely. These accidents are very rare. Palm Beach International is very lucky that we haven't had any. Of course, the airport has absolutely nothing to do with these crashes. Unfortunately, it happened to happen here on Taxiway Charlie at Palm Beach International Airport. But for the most part here, I've never really seen very few incidents happen here at Palm Beach International Airport from the 7 years that I've been working with this airport.
And overall, aviation is becoming safer. The airlines and regional airlines and private pilots and everything trying to do their best to upgrade safety so that the skies are safe for everyone, right?
Well, absolutely. I mean, there's just so many plans and contingency plans and redundant systems on airplanes. I mean, the airplane pilots now are trained to a higher standard than they have ever been trained before. The FBOs, the terminals, the airport fuel systems that they have on board these aircraft, where they get their fuel from, everything is just under close scrutiny, and it has to be because it is the flying public. And general aviation has taken a hard hit, as has the passenger side of aviation, over just like anybody from the economy. We've all been affected by it just recently, and certainly here at Palm Beach International Airport is no different. So an event like this, everybody is concerned about aviation, but I have to assure you, I do it myself. I do it every day. I fly a very safe helicopter. I have good mechanics. I have a great FBO here at Jet Aviation that serves me fantastic fuel. This is a very rare event, and the fact that we're reporting on this and haven't reported on an aircraft incident here at Palm Beach International Airport for many, many years, I think is testimony to the fact how far we have gone in aviation standards.
All right, Julie, thank you.
And of course, we can only go so far with that. And then then you get into the equipment and the planes themselves, and unfortunately, we have a result like this.
And something went terribly wrong. Let's check in right now. We have Steve DeLye, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, on the phone right now. First of all, Steve, can you hear us?
I can.
Okay, can you confirm, were there 4 deaths?
I'm sorry, I was getting some interference.
That's
Say
okay.
again?
Are there indeed 4 fatalities?
No, right now we are able to confirm that there were 4 people on board when the plane crashed. We have 3 confirmed fatalities, and we have 1 trauma alert that has been airlifted to St. Mary's Hospital.
At this point, when we were looking at some graphics and the pictures that Captain Julie is showing us from Chopper 5, this plane went down almost at the front door of Palm Beach International Airport's Fire Rescue Department, right?
It is very close, that's correct. It is on the very eastern edge of the terminal, and the fire station, of course, sits right out in front of the terminal, so it is very close.
Steve, can you tell us anything at all about anything that possibly went wrong, anything that you all know?
No, we have very preliminary information at this point in time. We know that it's a twin-engine private plane that went down. Apparently, the tower has confirmed that the plane had been cleared for takeoff, was somewhere transitioning to flight, and obviously never made it off the airport property. Mm-hmm. So what we have is when units were dispatched and arrived on the scene, the plane was heavily involved in fire. You can probably tell by the video, which actually I haven't seen yet, but tell by the video about, I am told the plane is heavily damaged and a lot of fire damage to the plane itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're looking at a picture of not the plane, but a similar plane, twin engine, can carry 4 people. That's the kind of plane that went down tonight at PBIA. And for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, of course, obviously, the firefighters who are there assigned to that airport fire station, they know what to do. I mean, they're always training for this, but do they get hands-on training of a plane that, you set fire to and have to put foam on, or what?
Yes, they actually go through that training. It's called concurrency training, and they actually, I believe, the latest training is actually conducted in North Carolina, and they go up there in batches of 2. So they do get hands-on training doing that, and whether it's really a small plane or a big plane, there's still a lot of similarities to it. You'll have a plane on the ground. You've got a fuel issue to deal with, which was the case here. The first thing they need to do is obviously suppress the fire at least enough to let rescuers move into the proximity of the plane and rescue anybody who might still be alive on the plane. That's the exact situation they had here. And again, whether it's a commercial aircraft or a smaller aircraft like this, the process is pretty much still the same. Obviously, it grows in magnitude as the planes get larger. Mm-hmm. But in this situation, we had a plane on the ground. We did not have a lot of information early on about how many souls might be on board or how big the plane was. Once they got there, obviously we go on the caution side. We sent additional units early on when the call was dispatched. When we found out we may have had multiple patients on.
Well, that was Steve DeLye there on the phone with us, providing us some information. Steve is with Palm Beach County Fire Rescue.